Hi Aries, welcome to my channel. I'm Inner Empress and you are here at Inner Empress Readings. So today I want to do an overview pretty much of what you can expect for 2019. So I have some questions already written out and we're going to follow that template, but I just want to let you know that what I'll be doing from the future forward is making one video every 3 months to do a 3 month overview for each zodiac sign. So I'll come back in April and do one for April, May, and June, and etc. And so you can kind of keep up with that. And I have a fire dragon here to represent you with your fire sign. Pre-shuffled all the cards and I am ready to go. So the first question we want to know is, what is the energy of the new year for Aries? All right, we have strength, clarified by the Fool. Okay. All right. So starting off automatically, Aries, you have a lot of energy going on for this new year. The energy is very strong. Lots of new things happening. With this health and healing card, I feel like you're going to be going through a lot of healing, not just in a physical sense, but in a mental sense, a spiritual sense. And I love that this slow and steady is here because it's going to be a gradual healing. So you're going to be going back through old cycles and things that don't serve you and healing that from your system. I love this take action here because it's showing that you're actively a part of this. So these are things that you're aware of. You're clearing out your space. You're clearing out people who don't need to be here. Any fears that you happen to have, especially, I'm not sure if you can see it, but this lion is wounded and this woman is pulling a gear out of its paw and it's like bloody. But it kind of goes back to me with this health and healing. So you're really working towards being more compassionate to yourself, you know, with other people. You're embarking on new journeys. I also see new friendships popping up. I feel like new loyal friendships. And just a steady progression towards improvement. So with you being a fire sign, lots of energy. Like I'm getting hit with so much energy right now. So your year is going to be very busy. You're going to be inspired to go forth and get a lot of things done, but you're going to be inspired also to go forth and be an active participant in your own healing process. So you might be clearing people out, kicking people out, starting new jobs, starting new relationships. Just a lot of things are happening for you. But this is not surprising. This is not something shocking for you because you've slowly been on this path. You've slowly been working towards all the blessings that this year has to offer you. Already I'm seeing lots of green. When I do the zodiac readings, I like to pay attention to any colors or numbers or things like that that I see repeating a lot. And so, you know, one thing I'm seeing already in your reading is a lot of green. And green has to deal with healing, has to deal with your heart chakra. So a lot of you might be healing your hearts in regards to love, in regards to your passions. I also feel like the energy of this year for you will be very helpful. I feel like you're going to get a lot of assistance and guidance from not even just the universe, but people around you. And that goes back to me feeling like you're going to make a lot of new friends this year and a lot of new acquaintances. I just get a sense of companionship, you know, genuine companionship and support in both senses of you being supportive of other people, of people being supportive of you. But you have good people coming into your life. And I feel like it's also good people that help inspire you and to keep you on track. All right, so we're going to move on to question 2. But before I do, let me see. You had the number 12 here. So that might be important for some of you. I like to point it out just for people who are interested in numerology, but this also breaks down to the number 3. So that is the energy of your new year, number 3. All right, so what will the new year bring, Aries? The Page of Pentacles, clarified by the Magician. All right, so right away, I'm getting that energy. You're about to embark on some new adventures. you understand that you have everything that you need. You know, this is a great communicator here, a great thinker, a person who puts thoughts into action as above, so below. And with the Page of Pentacles here, this is someone who is curious about things that can be established, curious about the possibility of something. And this page is the more mature of all the pages. You know, this one doesn't rush. This one isn't trying to get into trouble in a sense. So I feel like you're really looking at your life with a very critical eye and really looking at the possibilities and what you're capable of doing and achieving. So we're going to clarify that. Okay, I love this. So, what the new year will bring for you is not only will you be looking at your life critically, seeing new possibilities and planning out, you know, what it is you want to go towards, what you want to do, what you can do with the gifts and stuff that you have. But I also see that you will be detaching from drama. You will have no time for that. Not only that, but once again, we have this encouragement here. Number 54 reduces down to 9, which makes me feel like, as we were talking about with the friendship, just having support. So you're going to have a lot of encouragement and support around you with this detaching from drama. As I mentioned, also kind of clearing out your space from anyone who, you know, just doesn't serve a positive purpose in your life. And I love seeing this reconsider here. Now, one thing I want to point out, I'm not sure if you can see, but all 3 of these cards have a sword. So I feel like what the new year will bring you is going to be some mental clarity, as well as almost a safe space mentally. You're going to be evaluating a lot of things, like I said, and not rushing into anything, which could have been a problem, Aries, with you before, kind of leaping before thinking about where you were leaping. But you are encouraged in this new year to detach from drama, which also can go back to detaching from negative thoughts, either about yourself or other people. But to reconsider. So you're sitting down and you're thinking over a lot of different things, and that can be what you felt as though you couldn't do, the love you felt as though you couldn't have, whatever it was that you felt was blocking you before. I feel like you're reconsidering a lot of things, especially your dreams. I feel like you're reconsidering your dreams in this new year and asking yourself, the things that I felt as though I wanted, do I really want them? Are they really good for me? I love this card in a family sense because I get a vibe of like soul tribes, soul families coming together. So you might be meeting, you know, some soulmates of yours. And that can be in a romantic or a platonic sense. But I just get coming together. There's more coming together happening. You can be getting closer with your friends, getting closer with your family. There's just a sense of support happening. And I also see you supporting other people's dreams more, being an active participant in kind of guiding others as well. It's going to be a lot of divine knowledge that comes down to you, a lot of inspiration this year. So make sure that with that knowledge that comes to you, you know, you really weigh everything around you with that knowledge and decide to, you know, either move forward or not. But you're going to get hit with a lot of inspiration. I also want to say, just be careful, especially with this detached from drama card. Be careful with giving advice this year. Be careful with taking advice this year. Really make sure that you weigh other people's advice for yourself against your own instincts and your judgment, because not everyone gives advice from their heart. Some people kind of give lowball advice to, you know, undermine the opposition in a sense. I feel like this is going to also bring you acknowledgement this year, like this energy. You'll be acknowledged for your efforts in whatever type of field it is that you're in. So if you're in the performing arts, if you're in, it could be something with engineering, mechanics. It can be anything, honestly. The magician has all different types of tools, but I just feel as though the magician is front and center, and it's someone that everyone is looking towards, but you can get the job done. So definitely believe in your own personal power this year. I do feel as though some of you will end up making a career transition this year. You're going to reconsider your life path, what it is you feel as though you should be doing, and just the overall energy is very positive. Very positive. You're getting shit done this year. All right. So, what lessons will Aries learn this year? Clarified. All right, so before I pull any other clarification, we have the Nine of Swords and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Instantly from that, I'm getting the fact that you need to learn to get out of your head this year. I feel like a big lesson for Aries is going to be to slow down, to have some more patience, to plan things out properly, and to stop worrying so much. I feel like, with this Nine of Swords, this person is really in their head and they're so worried about everything, and they're letting the past come back to haunt them. They're letting the what ifs, and I feel like you may have been your own worst critic. You may have been the biggest block that stopped you from doing a lot of things, and which is unfortunate because you have so much fire, you have so much passion, so much power to get things done, but you are in your head so much. So a lesson you're going to learn is to not criticize yourself so harshly, to look at yourself more objectively. And there's nothing wrong with evaluating yourself, evaluating your path, your decisions, but there's a big difference from criticizing and evaluating. So I feel like that is a big lesson that Aries is going to learn this year. Also, in regards to dreams, I feel like the things that you want to do, you're going to start learning steps of how to make that happen. You might even meet a mentor, you might go back to school, you might do some type of studying that, I feel like you're getting a more step-by-step basis for these dreams that you had, that perhaps people were telling you wasn't possible, you couldn't do it, it just felt overwhelming. I feel like you're going to be acquiring new knowledge this year and taking the time to really gather it in order to move forward. So we're going to clarify. Clarify. Okay, so we have crystals, rescue in reverse, and then there's something better. So crystals to me is jumping out with you seeing something crystal clear, you seeing something with clearer eyes. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying with taking time to evaluate things and not criticize. So I feel like that's definitely going to be a big lesson for you this year. Some of you, I feel like you're going to find some type of direction. Like this woman is being led forward on this unicorn and they're pointing specifically, to the right, to the future. And I feel like you're going to end up finding some type of mental clarity in regards to your future, your life path, whatever it is that you've been worried about. Now with this rescue card here in reverse, I'm kind of a little concerned about this because I feel like, I feel like my Aries have been turning down help, have been pretty stubborn, I can do it myself type of attitude. And I feel like the universe is telling you that one of the lessons you'll learn this year is that it's okay to accept help. And that could go back to what I was saying with somebody getting a mentor, some type of assistance, especially this year with how much coming together there is, how much encouragement, new friends and stuff. Let people help you. Don't try to do everything on your own, because that's also a part of what's stressing Aries out, is that you're trying to do everything on your own when you're not supposed to. Sometimes the big picture is like a puzzle and we need every piece. Certain people are pieces and you can't put the big picture together by yourself because you're only one piece of that puzzle. So allow other people to help you. And then another lesson you're going to learn this year is there's something better. So I feel like you will have to be surrendering some of your ideas, some of the things that you thought you wanted, as I mentioned before, and just opening yourself up to the possibility that there's something much better out there for you. And I think you're going to see that once again with that patience and that planning. Like once you sit back to really evaluate your life, your directions, whatever it is that you're thinking on, I feel like this year is going to teach you that whatever it is that you were so worried about, whatever it is that you were so focused on, that now you have come to realize that there is something so much better out there for you. And we have number 16, which breaks down to 7. I feel like I just threw this card over here. I'm sorry. All right, so what advice do you have for Aries in the new year? The Chariot. Clarified by Temperance. All right, so a message that I'm getting from this is, Aries, as you're pushing forward this year, you have focus, you have clarity, you're aligned with divine will, and you're going towards your dreams. As you're pushing forward, make sure to find balance. Make sure you do not burn yourself out. Make sure that you're taking time for your family, for your friends, for yourself. Do not become so single-minded and focused that you forget the things that are important in life. That people in your life start feeling like they don't matter, that you don't care, that you start burning out because you're so overworked. So I'm really getting that advice for Aries in 2019 is make sure you're balancing, work and play and rest and work and all of that. Clarify. 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 Some of you also need to get a new car. That's coming to me in regards to advice. Some of you, what you're driving, the universe is not happy with it. Doesn't feel like it's going to last very much longer. So you may end up having to get a new car in 2019. I mean, your car has been pushing forward. It's been helping you do exactly what you needed to do, get to point A to point B. But you're going to have to possibly invest in a new car. Some of you need to go into trade school with automotives, and that might be a dream of yours. Some of you might really like cars, or even something with anything automobile-ish. I feel like some of you are really into that, and that's something you need to pursue going towards this year. Some of you also need to travel more. I feel like for Aries, advice is to kind of get out there and expand your horizons a bit more. Some of you may have been playing it a bit safe, and the universe is telling you, like, it's okay. Like, make time for, home life and work life and stuff, but also go out and expand your horizons. Try new things. Try new hobbies. Now, with the clarifiers, we have trust. Oh, wow, I did not realize I pulled all 3 from the same deck. I guess that's the message that the universe wanted for you, because I did not even realize it. So you have trust, you have focus upon your strength, and you have fertility. So I feel like the universe also is saying advice for you in 2019. Trust yourself. Trust in the universe. Trust that you are being guided. Trust that you are protected. Like, I love this cobra over Vishnu's head. You are being protected. Your thoughts are being protected. You have everything, once again, that you need. So just trust that you have everything you need in order to push forward this year, in order to make things happen. Also, focus upon your strengths. Going back to that 9 of Swords, do not focus on the negative. Do not focus on what you think can't happen, won't happen, shouldn't. Focus upon your strengths. You are very strong, Aries. You have a lot of energy. You have a lot of people who want to help you, a lot of people who, care about you. And that, too, in and of itself, is a strength. Focus upon that and utilize that this year. Also, we have fertility. So advice, there's going to be a lot of new things that you start. I'm really getting the sense of some of you might get into music. Some of you might get into dancing. If that's something that you were doing previously and you kind of put it down, I feel like the universe is giving you the advice to pick it up once again. Some of you with fertility maybe trying to have a child. Some of you may be getting into growing plants and things like that. But I just feel like there's new things blossoming into your life, and kind of going back to what I said of opening, broadening your horizons, trying new things. Advice for you this year is really allow your life to become abundant. Don't be so focused on, and that's something else that I think is important that the universe wants to be said. Do not become so single, narrow minded on your life that you don't expand your vision to see what else can enrich it, what else your life encompasses. Your life is not just work. Your life is not just the dream that you're so focused on. You have so much more to be thankful and grateful for. So definitely try to take notice of that this year. All right. So next we have, and when Aries feels derailed, what do you want them to know that will put them back on track? So we have the Two of Swords, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so instantly when I pulled the Two of Swords, I heard in my head, know that you are being blocked for a reason. So I feel as though when you feel derailed, when you feel lost, when you feel like you're lacking motivation throughout the year, the universe is saying, please understand that, it's doing it to you for a reason. And that reason is to help you to focus back in on yourself, focus back in on your goals, your purpose. And you're probably going to feel derailed because you're expending too much energy into perhaps the wrong thing. So when you start feeling drained, really take a moment to pause and ask yourself if what you're putting your energy into is really for your highest good and worth it. And, also take time for self-care. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is very pampering towards herself for those around her. She has very good business smarts, so it might go back to you needing to really stop and think about, what you're doing and try to see it from all angles. But when you feel derailed, pause. Pause, try to see the situation objectively. I feel like the universe is also letting you know with this moon up here that they're going to be sending you messages in your sleep. They're going to be sending you messages through your feelings, your emotions. There's like this zapping power at her feet, so you may feel physical sensations that are going to let you know whether you're on the right path or not. So when those moments do hit you, instead of feeling antsy, feeling angry, trying to push and forge ahead, just give yourself a pause. Allow yourself to feel and to see with senses beyond just your eyes. Allow yourself to take some time to yourself to really think about this. Whatever it is that you're doing, is this really what I need to be doing? Make sure you think it through. But you're pushing forward so fast this year and so hard towards your goals that if you don't take the time to stop every now and then and reevaluate them, you may end up digging yourself into a ditch. So just take the time for that. We're going to clarify, go now, clarify, wide open, and clarify. All right, so we have go now, wide open, in a year from now. So when you feel derailed this year, I also feel as though the universe is telling you that, once again, going back to you trying to push so hard at certain things, I get a sense from go now and a year from now that certain plans that you have potentially may not be meant to be fulfilled this year. Certain plans that you have, you're supposed to put down the foundation this year. You're supposed to gather resources and knowledge and perhaps people who can help, but maybe you'll be able to actually achieve them the way you want to in 2020. Another message that I'm getting in regards to wide open is, once again, allow yourself to be open to seeing your life in perhaps a new way, a way that you never imagined before. Allow new possibilities to wow you and to surprise you. And also with this go now, I feel like that goes back to, for some of you watching, that take action card that you had. So it's going to be a lot of movement for you. There's going to be a lot of movement for you. And the biggest thing is just trusting your instincts, taking action when you feel called to take it, but also, evaluating your life, evaluating the path you're on, making adjustments when you need to. And Aries, you have to learn patience. You really have to learn patience. But I feel like the universe, especially with the Seven of Pentacles from earlier, is going to be showing you that. It's going to be slowing you down in certain senses so you can truly see the direction you're headed in and make adjustments accordingly. I also feel like some of you may be making long-term plans this year. So perhaps some of you might be getting engaged and making plans to get married a year from now. Something with family comes to me. So I feel like starting a family or moving, might even be ending some long distance relationships with this world card here and people coming together. So something in a year from now, you're putting down foundations this year to make that happen. So perhaps if some of you are in certain relationships or jobs or things that you just kind of feel really pulled and isolated away from the people you really want to be around or the places you really want to be, I feel like the universe is letting you know that a year from now, your efforts are going to pay off and really bring those dreams together. With the wide open card, also, I feel like sometimes you're going to need to spend some time to yourself. Perhaps take some time to be in nature, to go visit some far off places. Doesn't have to be too far off, but something where you can be at peace and think. Because I just feel like, Aries, you have so many thoughts that are running through your head, so many plans, so many things you want to do, that when you start to feel derailed and lost and cluttered in this year, take some time to yourself. So number wise, we have 42, and that reduces down to 6. Let's see. I also feel like for a very select group of Aries, those who may be thinking about parenthood, that some of you might feel like a little stuck in regards to if you're ready. Take your time, and like I said, I feel like a year from now you'll have more of a concrete sense of that. But it's okay to, when you feel lost and everything in regards to that topic, to slow down and to really think about what being a parent means to you, what starting a family means to you. What do you and your partner truly feel as though you need to have an alignment before you can make that happen? And perhaps instead of jumping into it, you take this year of 2019 to really plan that out. So just big life decisions in general for my Aries who are watching, use this time as a time to really plan out what it is that you want to do before you spring towards it, because you have so much power and so much energy that when you spring towards what you want, you're going to make it happen. So just make sure it's what you want to happen. All right, so now we're going to go into your 3-month overview for January, February, and March. All right. Clarify, clarify, and clarify. Okay, we got some very interesting energy going on right here for you, Aries. So in January, we have Justice. Now, that may have something to do with a Libra in your life. Doesn't have to be, could be. For some of you, I'm getting a sense of something with a divorce, especially paired with this 5 of Cups. I feel like there's some type of regret going on, and perhaps you're divorcing from someone, Aries, perhaps some type of breakup is happening, but I feel like there's a sense of regret, and the universe is trying to pull your eyes towards something that you're not paying attention to, some type of perhaps blessing in the situation or silver lining. And I feel like someone's going to be in their mind weighing back and forth the pros and the cons perhaps of this relationship. Also potentially with a business venture, really stop and think about it in January, whether this is what you want to get into. There might be some potential losses, and the losses may seem greater than the gains, but it really depends on what matters most to you in the long haul, actually. clarify. Artistic expression. So this could revolve around certain artists, certain Aries who are artists. Let me see. Clarify. And recovery. Yeah, I just get a sense that in January, there could be some legal issues that come up. Like I said, it can be divorce, it could be breaking up. There's some type of regret. I feel like somebody regrets not having done something in some cases. For some people, I feel like there might be an issue that you have with somebody who may have stole your artwork, stole some idea of yours. There's some type of regret that's going on with this artistic expression. I feel like, Aries, you need to reach out to those around you, your support system. Don't, jump into negative habits, jump into drinking. If you need to express yourself, then definitely you have the support around you to do it. And then with this recovery, I think that also speaks to those who may be recovering from some type of loss, something that took place in January, but you have the support around you in order to do it. And that even can go to recovering from some type of addiction. If you're looking back on what you felt as though that addiction took from your life, some of you might be actually joining support groups for an addiction. Some of you might be starting blogs or writing in journals or something, expressing how you're feeling and how this recovery process is for you. Let's also look at your romantic overview for January. So trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So in January, I feel like whatever it was that you went through, Aries, before in the past that may have, led to this feeling of regret, of sorrow, of sadness, the universe is telling you to have faith, to trust that everything happened for a reason. So, and also, if you might be looking into possibly a relationship with someone new, because let's keep in mind that these 2 cups are being offered. If there's a potential relationship in front of you that you're not even noticing, a connection that the universe is trying to tell you, hey, we cleared some karmic energy for you, we're trying to bring this new connection to you and you're not paying attention, or you're apprehensive about it, the universe is telling you to trust your instincts, listen to them, and you'll be guided towards the right path. Also, when I mentioned karmic energy here, I feel like some of you may be ending cycles with a karmic partner in January, so you might want to keep that in mind and trust that it is for the greater good, especially if it was a toxic relationship. Now for February, for my Aries, we have the 8 of Swords, clarified by the 7 of Wands. So I feel like in February, quite a few of you are going to feel very, very boxed in, comes to mind, almost trapped. There's some type of environment. It could be work, it could be your relationship, it can be your family life. Whatever environment you're in, you feel in February like you have to always defend yourself, like you're being attacked, you're on pins and needles, nothing you're saying is right, or just feeling very stuck and feeling like you need a better point of view of what the hell am I doing. So January and February might have some heavy energy for my Aries from what I'm feeling. Let's pull some clarification for you. Follow your heart. Okay. So with you feeling stuck, with you feeling like you have to defend yourself, with you feeling potentially trapped in a situation comes to me. So you could feel trapped at a job that you hate, feel trapped in a relationship that you really kind of don't want to be in, or it can be like a very argumentative period in your relationship. The universe is saying, follow your heart in February. Like, where is your heart telling you to go? Is it telling you to stay stuck in this situation? Is it telling you to just kind of, lie down and take it? Like, what is your heart telling you to do? Because it is talking to you. So keep that in mind for February. Also, your romantic overview for February, Aries, is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. All right, so This can go one or two ways. This can be either that you're in a relationship that you feel stuck in, you don't want to be in it anymore, and you're not exactly sure how to get out of it, especially with February being the month of Valentine's Day. I feel like that can be hard on some of you, especially if you don't want to be there anymore, but you feel pressured for whatever reason to celebrate. Maybe you already made plans, maybe you're going to visit somebody's family, and you just feel like, oh, like I want to get away. For others of you, I feel like you're stuck, perhaps pining after someone who you feel like none of your efforts are being returned, and you just feel like, are we supposed to be together? I'm confused. What is going on? Once again, I would say that the advice for you would to be to follow your heart. If you really feel as though you're putting in so much effort towards a relationship and you're not seeing positive benefits back for yourself, then you really have to ask yourself, why am I in this situation? Also, I'm getting a sense to watch Friends during this time. Just watch the advice of others. Some people could be whispering in your ear about certain things, and perhaps, they have your they have the best intentions, but it's just not what's right for you. Like what they're telling you to do in regards to love, whether they're trying to push you in a direction or give you advice to stay somewhere you don't want to stay. I just feel like you need to listen to yourself and follow your own heart, and just know that, yeah, some people, they mean well, but this is not what I want to do. And for March, very explosive energy literally for March. So we have the Tower and we have the Lovers. Now, instantly what came to me for some Aries is that you are going to meet somebody in March and you're going to feel just, I don't even know how to explain it, like bam, like you're going to probably meet a divine partner. Could be a soulmate, could be a twin flame. I cannot, tell you right off the bat what it's going to be, but it's something that you feel as though was divinely guided. So, and it could also even be in a job situation where you feel as though you have been giving a dream job opportunity, or certain things align to where you end up getting the position you wanted. There's some type of divine intervention that happens that knocks down something, and it was necessary, because all this energy you've been feeling, Aries, for February and for January is such heavy energy that you needed this Tower. And it's going to shock you, it's going to possibly blow your mind, but I don't feel like it's going to hurt you. I feel like it's going to lead you to something greater with this Lovers card here. So let's clarify. Meditate. Wow, so this makes me feel like you're going to have a mental perception shift as well. So not to say that somebody's not literally going to walk into your life and blow your mind. That comes to mind. But I feel like you're going to really have some mental perception shifts, and especially if you follow your heart in February, I feel like it's going to lead you to this shift in March. So I want another clarification. The Dragon's Lair. Ask your angels. All right. A couple different messages are coming through. Some of you may end toxic situations in March. So if you were with a partner that you just did not want to be with, I feel as though in March you'll actually be getting the courage to end that situation. And it might be very hard because this might be a soulmate of yours, somebody who you have a soul connection with, but it's just that you're done. You're done with the lessons. You're done learning what you need to learn. And so it may come as a surprise. It may come as a shock to your family, your friends, even to this person. But you're like, I'm done. I don't need to be here. Or they may end up breaking up with you. I just feel like there's going to be something shocking that happens. With work, the same thing. Something comes out of the blue that you did not expect. And so with this Dragon's Lair here, I feel as though the universe is letting you know that for some of you, you may be walking into a potentially toxic situation. some of you are going to come out of these situations, but some of you might be walking into them, and I feel like you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the energy throughout yourself, and it's going to be like your internal warning system goes off. And listen to your instincts in March, okay? Your instincts are going to guide you in regards to what direction you're going towards. If you're ending something toxic, if you're moving towards something better, or if you're potentially walking into something that you have, I don't want to say no business going towards, but if you continue to walk down that path, it's going to be a challenging road. And so for some of you, I do feel as though you're going to meet a soulmate in March. You're going to meet some type of divine connection, partnership type of energy, but just be sure that the energy is positive. Just because this person may be a soulmate or whatever the case may be does not mean that they are developed enough to where y'all can have a healthy relationship together. So, ask your angels for help if you need it, if you feel confused. But March is going to shake up a lot of Aries, and I just want to put that out there. It's going to shake you up in regards to your job. It's going to shake you up in regards to your love life. I feel like something family wise is going to happen as well. There might be some divorces that happen, some splits. Also, there for some, and I don't want to scare anybody, I don't want to alarm anyone, but in March I also get a feeling that something with someone's home. You may have to make a home move because something unexpected happens. All right, so let's look at your love overview for March. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I'm definitely feeling that energy, especially with what I just said in regards to if you happen to be dealing with a soulmate or, divine connection that could potentially be toxic, could potentially challenge you. I feel like March is really going to be a big test for how much you love yourself and how much you're willing to stand in your power, respect your own boundaries, and demand a healthy connection. And if it's not there, if you're going to be willing to walk away from it. Because you've already been clearing out some type of cycles and you're opening up, throughout January and February for yourself to kind of get rid of certain situations that were no longer serving you. So now with that space kind of opening up in March, now the universe is letting you know, like, we want to test and see how much you've actually learned from these previous situations. Like, are you going to step into a connection with someone who may not serve your highest good, or are you going to love yourself? So please just keep that in mind, Aries. But thank you so much for watching. This was your overview for 2019, pretty much what you can expect. And please keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective, so it may not resonate with all of you. It's not supposed to. But I do offer a personalized astrological tarot reading in my Etsy shop. You can find that link in the description box below. So if anyone wants that, I can provide that as well. But this is going to be a really action-packed year for Aries. A lot of movement, a lot of changes, a lot of believing in yourself and getting rid of old cycles and learning how to, constructively evaluate and allow support in your life. So Aries, you have a lot of work to do for 2019, but I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. And you're also going to have a lot of adventure this year. And I'm just wishing you all the best. I really am wishing you all the best. So take care.